New Orleans is one of the most unique cities in America. With its rich and rough history, the city seems to defy everything that seems normal to most people. There is no other city even remotely similar to New Orleans, yet it is the true embodiment of America as a cultural and ethnic boiling pot. Or maybe a gumbo pot. At a young age, I fell in love with the food and music of New Orleans and Louisiana as a whole. You may remember our very first episode of the show.
I was thinking I could take that.
Yeah. After visiting the city, it became one of my favorite places, a place that I find myself constantly fascinated and mystified by. No, you won't see me easy riding through this graveyard. So when I got the opportunity to take the show on the road to New Orleans, I jumped at the chance to take a culinary and cultural journey through one of the greatest places on earth, and capture every single minute of it. I happened to be in the Crescent City during Mardi Gras, but I wasn't there to catch beads and get flashed on Bourbon Street. Although having this wonderful tradition going on during my visit definitely kept my energy up. This time I was there to get an inside look at a side of the city little known to tourists and not featured on every single travel show. For my first meal, I headed uptown to Magazine Street to eat some classic and unpretentiously made Cajun and Creole dishes.
The restaurant I'm about to try is a little place in uptown New Orleans that I stumbled on completely by accident a couple years ago when I was just walking around, and it ended up being one of the best meals of my life. I am here with Annette, one of the cooks at Ignatius Eatery. Everything looks fantastic. So, shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
With andouille.
Andouille gravy, yes.
Oh my gosh.
This is our seafood stuffed bell pepper.
Is this dish a classic traditional Cajun dish?
The difference between Creole and Cajun is that Creole uses a lot of different cultures to come up with their dish. The French, the Italian, the Spanish.
The boudin stuffed meatloaf.
There's at least 11 herbs and spices in the meatloaf.
This one goes to 11.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
The final dish here, and in my opinion, the most beautiful looking dish. The colors are just fantastic on there.
Butter and white wine, the fat from the crawfish tails just gives it that beautiful color.
The blackened catfish on top of the mashed potatoes is just so delicious. It just so keep doing what you're doing it well.
Thank you.
Later that night, I headed down to Frenchman Street to catch local band Earfunk play a show and get some insight from the band members about what makes New Orleans such a special place.
Just being able to go out any night of the week and see stuff basically is the best thing. Funk will always be our bread and butter. I mean, that's just what we got started on.
Like, I would say we're definitely influenced by all the great music that's around us.
Greatest city in the universe. That's pretty much it. You're not going to find a cooler city anywhere.
Yeah, there's nowhere else like it.
The architecture, the history, it can't be beat. There's no way.
Follow Neil on Twitter